Okay, next thing we want to talk about just a little bit is the basic kinds of guitar that are popular in the United States right now. So you understand what kind of a guitar you have, or if you're considering getting one, what kind of guitars are available. The guitar that I use most of the time is this kind of a guitar. This is called a nylon string acoustic guitar. Sometimes it's called a classical guitar or a classic guitar. And this is the instrument, like I said, that I use most of the time for what I play personally. You most of the time hear this in classical guitar music, of course, sometimes in jazz, a lot in Latin American styles of music, so like flamenco, a lot of mariachi music uses the nylon string guitar, a lot of South American music uses the nylon string guitar like this. So this is the nylon string guitar. It's probably, of the three we're going to look at right now, this is the oldest guitar as far as the design of this instrument has been around since about 1860 or so, basically unchanged in terms of dimension and so on. The only significant change that happened to this instrument was around World War II, or just a little after World War II. Instead of using gut for the strings, they changed over to nylon because nylon was the new wonder material at the time. Huge improvement for guitar players. Okay, so if you have a guitar sitting around, or if you have a guitar, this kind of a guitar is most likely the guitar you have. This is a steel string acoustic guitar. Definitely in the United States, this is the most popular type of guitar. So the design's quite similar. All guitars are designed in a similar way. The design's quite similar to a nylon string guitar. The main difference is being, first of all, of course, what the strings are made out of. They're made out of metal here rather than nylon. So that's an important difference. Also, the dimensions are slightly different. The neck and the fingerboard is a little narrower on the steel string guitar. The frets are a little closer together and so on. And there's some other differences we'll talk about in another video. But this is the steel string acoustic guitar. Finally, one last guitar to take a look at. This is an example of a solid body electric guitar. Say a solid body because if you look here, you can see that the guitar is thin. It's a solid piece of wood rather than a hollow box. So this is a solid body electric guitar. There are lots of different designs and shapes to solid body guitars. Some of them are shaped like this. This is a Fender Stratocaster, which is one of the more popular shapes, but there are lots of other different kinds of shapes for these instruments. So you might be asking yourself, well, which of these instruments is the best for me? And the answer is, probably the simplest answer is the one you have is the best instrument for you. So whatever kind of guitar you have, that's fine to learn on for right now. Eventually you might develop preferences and go to another kind of guitar. If you were 5 or 6, I would definitely recommend a nylon string guitar to start with. But for adults, a nylon or steel string acoustic is probably good. Either one is as good as the other to start with. You could try with the electric guitar. I think you won't be as happy with an electric guitar at first unless you're playing in a rock and roll band, but you might be happier with an acoustic instrument. Okay, but the one point I want to make, the important point for me to emphasize here, is that whatever guitar you learn on, it's easy to change to a different kind of guitar. So if you learn to play the basics on a nylon string guitar like this and you want to play a steel string guitar later on, that's easy enough. All the chords are played the same way, the notes are found in the same place, and the basic way you play it is the same for each instrument. So again, it's just a matter of preference. Whatever guitar you have right now will do for you to learn the basics.